Who could even imagine that the most powerful men on the planet love not only waving their fists around, but also playing chess? And today we're going to take a look at the greatest boxers in history who have been seen playing our favorite game. We'll also pay special attention to the confrontation between Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk, who also played chess. Greetings, dear chess fans and experts. This is FIDE Master Max Omariv with you. And we're gonna begin today's adventure into the world of boxing and chess with two legends, Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Since these are the names that come up first when we think of boxing, and we're lucky enough to watch this little snippet of their battle. Although the king is not on the board, but I assume that he could just fall since they play on the couch. But here, Muhammad made some strange moves. He jumped over the king. All in all, Ali was able to overpower Tyson. I couldn't find any more games with Muhammad Ali except for these pictures. But there was more material with Mike Tyson. In particular, not so long ago, he had a game with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold invited Mike to his house, and the UFC champion, Henry Cejudo, was filming the whole thing. I was able to recreate the first moves of their games. Arnold plays e4, to which Mike responds, knight c6, d4, e6, playing pretty hard. Just like D'Amato taught him, hands pressed together. The champion has a really strong and solid stance. Arnold plays knight c3, sweeping blow, d6, he builds his defense so far, knight to f3, knight to f6, and Arnold decides to fianchetto the bishop. He likes showing off. He plays g3. And here Tyson remembers that he has a powerful uppercut and goes on offense. d5. Basically, that's all we could see on the video, and we can only guess how the game played out later. Judging by the opening, Schwarzenegger understands chess a little better. After all, Arnold even had a game with Kasparov. But, by the way, Tyson also played with Kasparov, but in a rather interesting format. There's an animation series with him, and you can watch the whole episode with Mike Tyson and Garry Kasparov in our Telegram channel using the link in the description. And now we move on to the next boxer who has become a serious problem for Mike Tyson and inflicted an upsetting defeat on him. This is Lennox Lewis.
Not really. I try and keep my mind active. I play a lot of chess.
Yeah.
So
How often do you play chess?
Every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you play online? Do you play competitively?
I play online.
Yeah.
It's whoever jumps in the battle.
How good are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty good.
And that's what we're gonna check now. Because Lennox named his nickname on chess.com.
Inter 2000.
Inter 2000?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It was supposed to be Interpol 2000.
Interpol 2000?
Yeah.
Why?
But it's like the name Interpol. It sounds official when people when people are playing as Interpol. I think this is the government I'm playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Since he revealed himself, let's add him to our friends list. We'll need to wait for approval. And he didn't lie when he said he played every day. Just have a look. The guy's a chess buff, spends a lot of time for the game. He plays with 10-minute time limit. That's impressive. And let me show you one game. I found it interesting from the point of view of assessing Lennox's skills. He said he played really good. This is the exchange variation of the Rue Lopez, just the way Fischer liked to play it. And d4 here! In this case, it's more usual to castle on the king's side, but Lennox is quite an aggressive boxer. He slightly changed the order of moves, but not to say that this is the most accurate decision, because black can already play c5 and save a pawn. To which follows the knight e5. He presses on regardless. Bishop d6, knight c4. Well, it seems off already. Knight f6, not the best move. The knight walks into a fork. The knight captures d6. Lennox plays. He should have forked by playing e5 to win a piece, but he goes knight d6. Here, black should have captured the knight by the pawn, but they play queen d6 and Lennox finds a brilliant solution. e5! He throws a jab! Here, we can't move the pawn because then rook e1 will follow and the queen will be lost. The opponent of Lennox Lewis plays queen d5. Lennox takes the knight, knight d2, and knight e4. A powerful move. You can't take the knight because the queen is lost after rook e1. And so the opponent responds with bishop h3 attacking g2. But blunders a massive fork! The knight captures on f6. The opponent is shocked, and after the move, knight takes d5, and he strikes sail. Knockout in the first round is what the champion liked to do in the ring, and now he does the same thing on the chessboard. One of the most controversial boxing fights of Lennox Lewis's career was against Vitaly Klitschko. And the Klitschko brothers are also big on chess. For example, here they played together with Vladimir Kremik and Peter Leko, and you can also find quite a few photos in various publications where they're seen at the chessboard. Now we're going to have a look at an interesting game they played together against Elizabeth Petz. The female grandmaster from Germany played white while being blindfolded. Let's see how the game went. e4, b6. Not the most fundamental, but a possible continuation. The men want to develop the bishop. But after d4, it suddenly came to the brothers that the girl doesn't see the board, so they can start bullying a bit. And they play bishop a6. They just want to prevent the castling. They think she won't notice, but she sees everything in her imagination. Bishop takes a6, knight a6. The knight develops. And here's a really strange move that follows. Rook to b8. Okay, maybe the brothers just give odds. They're gentlemen and decide to take pity on the lady. Let's see what happens next. Knight to f3. Knight to f6, e5. This lady is feisty though. She goes forward, she rides her horse hard, but then the brothers come to their senses. They realize that the knight is in danger and play the knight to h5, but it's too sluggish. They pressed against the rings, against the rope. They should have backed down on g8, although of course it looks very sad, but so it goes. I guess we should take one step back to take 2 steps forward. And here after g4, the knight is knocked down, but it just gets lost and they have to play knight f6, and the brothers hang the piece. But there are 2 of them, and Elizabeth plays blindfolded, so some chances remain. However, here they play bishop to g7. Yes, the development is above all in the opening, but you can't give up another piece. Elizabeth takes it. As you can see here, the intrigue is over. c5, captured. Knight h4. The woman gets very bold. She presses on. Mate is on. The bishop is hanging. Here, the brothers play great. They neutralize both threats with one move. But then comes bishop h6. It turned out that they were punch drunk, because the next move is unexplainable. The bishop captures h6, and here they lose the king. The queen takes e7. You may say that it's all about Vitaly. His recent loss to Chris Beard in 2000 and the punches to the head during the contest might have had its effect on Vitaly's wits.
Because it's too hard to do that with Berg.
Then let's watch the game of Vladimir Klitschko against Sergey Karjakin. It was in 2000. Sergey was just 10 years old then, and they were playing on the internet. Sergey plays white e4, and b6. It's their favorite opening. d4, d6. Things come up. If you've played b6, then you need to develop the bishop. And here he opens 2 ways for the bishop. It's too indecisive for a world champion in boxing. Although Vladimir hadn't become a champion yet then. Knight f3, knight c6. Too risky, because after comes bishop b5. The knight gets trapped, and here of course he should play bishop d7 to break the pin and protect the knight. But he plays bishop b7, and after d5, the knight is lost. But the way Vladimir decides to defend his knight deserves a round of applause. King d7. He lays himself open to the attack. dc. Bishop c6. Well, here the final move follows, which I suggest you find right now. You don't even have to pause this video. I'm sure you've already guessed that. Knight e5, and after this massive fork, Vladimir Klitschko surrenders. The knight can't be taken because the pawn is pinned. And here, if we go king c8 for example, the bishop gets captured and you're left without the 2 pieces, and then it's useless to resist. Sergey Karjakin told about this game on Twitter, so it's not a fake. And, by the way, this is not the only boxer that Sergey Karjakin played with. There was a Russian TV program with him called Karjakin Throws Down a Challenge. And he played there with the Russian boxer Dmitry Pirog, undefeated boxer, WBO champion, nicknamed Grandmaster. And he had a pretty good name. Here are the final moments of it. The pawn is captured. That's it. Well, mate's inevitable, yes, thank you. I thank you. Well, not only Sergey plays with boxers, but also the world champion Magnus Carlsen had a game with Arthur Abraham, the WBO champion, and Arthur is in trouble. Knight on e4, but Magnus responds knight d5. The bishop on e3 stands great. You can tell who controls the ring, who has the lead. The knight is on e3. The bishop hangs on g2, but the queen is holding it up. Well, overall, it is strategically already hopeless. He's just short of a pawn in terms of material, though. Not too bad for a boxer. But he plays b3. What the hell are you doing? f5. How could you play b3? Here after f5 now, it's not clear where to put the knight. Arthur himself understands this. He wants to move the knight to d2, but there's a fork on c2. He wants to go to f2, but there's the bishop. Magnus shows him this. Well, finally, the knight d2. Although there is a fork, but Magnus forgives him and plays f4. He gives him another chance, and the knight comes back to the base. dc. He doesn't want to give up a pawn for nothing, so Arthur takes it. And the knight to d4, Magnus plays. The champ is punch drunk, yeah. He feels that Magnus punches hard. By champion, I meant Arthur Abraham, of course, because Magnus has all bases covered. And after rook c1, he also gives up the queen. There was a fork, but it was definitely better to give up the rook, and here also the bishop gets taken. Arthur offers a draw. Now it's time for our main course. Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk. First, let's see how AJ plays chess. Anthony played with the head of boxing at Sky Sports, Adam Smith. I will mainly comment on the game and add my thoughts along the way.
Good luck.
Good luck, Adam. Looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to this
It's been a long
as well.
time coming.
It's been too long. We've been talking about this a while, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
a
do
bit
it.
mentally fatigued today.
Oh, the excuses are coming in already. What got you into it?
What got me into chess? Just a lot of the friends play chess, really. So that got me into it, looking at other people doing it. You're only a product of your environment, I'd say. Interesting move.
Because I remember when we did a promo at Sky. Oh, hello. I can see.
It looks
We
like the
did a promo at
Nimzo
Sky
Indian
and you were like,
defense,
"Oh, I'd like
but
to
the
play
queen
it."
on f6 is absolutely out of place. So
Is it
Anthony
pretty
really wants
calm,
to
or do
knock
you
out
just
his
wanna win?
opponent. But man, you shouldn't bring the queen out so early in the game.
I want to win. I'm competitive. I'll be honest with you, right? Chess taught me a valuable lesson. I would say, what it's taught me is I took so many losses on chess.
Hang on a minute. Where's that come from?
It's a good question, because the queen should not have stuck its neck out at the beginning of the game. This is ridiculous.
Okay. I'm just checking. This is very attacking.
I like to control the board.
I can see. We'll have to change that.
But I like chess, as I said, it's just like competitive. A lot of the boys play, like any game, a lot of people play is it backgammon?
Yeah.
Backgammon, chess. And once you find one that you like, you just tend to stick with it. And chess is something that I've actually grown to like. Like me and Lawrence Okoli were playing the other week.
Is he any good?
Very good, very good.
Lennox played a lot.
Yeah,
Lennox played a lot in camp.
he did.
He did. He really enjoyed it. And then Klitschko played. Pacquiao's a good player.
Yeah,
Very good player.
yeah.
Legendary lightweight boxer Manny Pacquiao just recently ended his career and also announced that he'll be fighting against the Play Magnus app, Magnus age 10. The app is a chess engine tuned to play at 29 different skill levels based on Magnus Carlsen's ability at given ages. There may be a separate video on Manny Pacquiao, including this bench game here, as well as the Magnus app game, so stay tuned.
A lot of fighters during training camp, obviously it's like solitude and isolation. So like, it's a good time to actually elevate yourself. During training camp, I'd say us athletes are at, our peak condition mentally and physically. So yeah, I feel like chess is actually a good time to kind of challenge your mindset.
But as for the game, Anthony's queen is running all over the ring, and maybe Oleksandr Usyk
Put
will be able to
yourself in
repeat
different
this.
situations. It's a tactical game. And when you play good chess players, as I said, I've taken so many losses in my life on chess that I had to improve. And that's what it taught me in life, is like, you should never give up. Because I've played a lot of people that are better than me. And I took so many beatings on this board.
On this board?
On this board, I've taken so many beatings, I've taken so many losses. And it could have been one of those things where it's like, oh, you know what, chess ain't for me. But I've grown to kind of stay committed to the cause. And during that, I have gotten pretty good, I'd say.
Man, you should seriously take at least one chess class. You've been playing queen for half the
with
game
these
already.
pieces. Don't intimidate me. There's nothing. You can't intimidate me on this board.
I'm going to force the game.
Okay.
So we're just warming up.
Bring it on.
We're just warming up at the minute.
Anthony tries to complete the development, but he gave away the center too much. It's not clear why Adam moves the queen to a4, but Anthony falls for his trick, thinking that there's a threat, and pulls his knight. Although he should have just completed the development. For example, by playing bishop b7. Here's the synchronization of the video, and the picture gets worse because they uploaded not the full game. After the knight again moves to e4, advancing in the center, so next bishop e7. Anthony takes the bishop in advance, and e5, space grab. Now it's unclear where to develop the knight, but he can move it to a6. This would not be the worst solution, but there may be the knight h4 with the win of the rook. So Anthony has to save himself somehow. Queen d3, aggressive.
Hello? How are you trying to distract me talking boxing here? It's not going to work.
That was actually like a...
You're very attacking.
I'm not.
You're going to do this against Usyk?
Yeah,
is it going to be all out?
Well, what it is
I don't think it is.
I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, a good boxer is a good boxer, but you have to be...
And here the knight e1 wins by attacking the queen and capturing the rook. But Adam Smith doesn't notice it and plays d5, rushing forward. Then Anthony goes c6,
so
trying to get rid of the pawn. But here's d6 and b5. Anthony just blunders the knight.
Ah, the first piece has been taken.
Still, Anthony is very optimistic.
I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing.
And Anthony continues. He attacks the queen, but Adam doesn't blunder
So
it.
do you feel like because of this Mayweather situation...
Well, as you understand, the position has no chance at all. But Anthony shows him his fighting spirit and plays a5.
What, because Mayweather never lost?
Trying to improve at least something. He moves his queen. Adam then asks Anthony how painful it was for him to lose to John Ruiz, that it ruined his record and was the only loss of his career, to which Anthony makes a comparison to chess.
Calzaghe and Mayweather. Calzaghe was very, very lucky to beat Robin Ruiz.
So that's what I say with chess. I took so many losses before I actually learned how to play and be competitive, is that in life I just feel like you just can't.
And then we can only watch the endgame, in which Anthony's problems only worsen.
Would you want to be remembered as one of the greatest fighters ever, or somebody that's brought the greatest?
Okay, I see. You have come for war. Okay, well, Adam, it has been... Where did you go? Sorry? You went here, didn't you?
All night, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to have to beat me before I beat you. It's now the final race.
I hardly managed to recreate the further part of the game. As you can see, some nonsense started here. Adam lost the queen. That's the only way I was able to recreate it or to interpret it. So it has nothing to do with chess. The guys are already thinking about the fight. And here, Anthony blunders the queen, but white has no queen as well. So I don't think there's any need to comment.
All right.
What do I do with these?
Now you have woken up the beast. Oh, yeah. Honestly, it's been a long week of training. I don't want to talk about it, but it's just been a... Oh! But let me tell you something, what I've learned.
You done?
No.
Okay.
What I've learned, stay on course.
I think everything is clear about the positions. Black simply lacks a full set of pieces, and then we see such an endgame. And let's see how Adam mates the lone king with the queen and the rook. The last pawn is left. Well, it's about to drop. He takes the pawn. Anthony thinks it's a checkmate, but no. There's some squares left.
Yeah.
Check. Checkmate.
That's it. Sorry, I've got too many pieces.
Great game, though.
Good, hey?
Yeah, you're good.
Let's play a game.
We will.
Properly.
Yeah, when I'm like...
Without
energy,
this, yeah.
You know, I'm a man that doesn't like to make excuses.
No. When we play...
As for Oleksandr Usyk, there's a video of his game with Terence Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion. But as Oleksandr later admitted, it was a staged game. He doesn't know the first thing about chess. But that chess set was his gift for Terence, so this story is not that sad.
Joshua's allowing him to get too close. You can't allow him to get that close.
I think it's no coincidence that so many boxers are into chess, and there's even such a sport as chess boxing, where they try to combine these, as it seems, absolutely incompatible kinds of sport. But developed intellect will help you in any case, so play chess, and I thank you for your attention. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video. Tell me in comments what sports you would like to see more chess games from. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. That way you won't miss any of the future videos. I prepared a lot of interesting chess content for you guys, so stay tuned and I'll see you soon.